Hello and welcome to my review of the Black Fortress Ur-Guhls. Now the only way to get these at present is by paying £95 to get the Blackstone Fortress box set. It would be nice if they brought out a load of these separately. I'll go through the rules and size comparisons in a moment, but let's just have a look at the models. As you can see there, hopefully you can see, there are two duplicates. So these two models here are exactly the same, and these two here are exactly the same in terms of the ones on the right have their right hand palm sort of open and the left hand away from the opponent, and the models on the left have both of the palms away from the opponent. So hopefully that sort of comparison makes sense. Very, very straightforward to build. They're just one model and you just pop the head on. That's it. They're pretty small as well. We'll go through some size comparison too. They're really, really creepy looking creatures. Really are. They don't have any eyes. They've just got like about 5 nostrils, lots of sharp teeth, claws, really skinny, sinewy, muscular, but they are a little bit small. If you've ever seen Rick and Morty, they look very much like Mr. Meeseeks gone wrong, in my opinion, especially if you paint them in the blue colour. Anyway, there's an alright amount of detail, I suppose. They're going to be quite easy to paint. Just spray them, shade them, and then pick out a few highlights and do their bases, obviously. Let's have a look at some size comparisons with them. So, compared to the other miniatures in the set, let's just compare them to Chaos Space Marines. As you can see, look, that's how small they are. I mean, maybe if you got these much bigger, then they'd be a bit more terrifying, but as it stands, Chaos Space Marine could just kick it in its face or something, couldn't it? But yeah, so they're a bit small. I mean, compared to a Traitor Guardsman, again, they're not really the same height, so they're probably about 4 foot tall, maybe 5 outstretched. Compared to the Spindle Drones as well, which are actually taller than them too. But awesome looking models, unlike anything we've seen before in sort of the 40k range. The Beastmen dwarf them though, absolutely dwarf them, and in my opinion a much more intimidating unit. Anyway, I thought I'd just do those size comparisons. I'll show you them next to some Imperial models. So a normal Space Marine, similar story to the Chaos Space Marine, dwarfs them, and then the Primaris Space Marine, yeah, way, way bigger, almost double the height of one of these Ur-Guhls. So there you go, that is the Ur-Guhls. Let's just go through the rules. Let's see if they're any good, shall we? So they're an elite choice, and they're a power points cost of 1 and a points cost of 15. Models per unit is 1, so to get all of these it's going to cost you 60 points for all 4 of them. Their stat line is a movement of 8 inches, which make them the fastest unit in this Blackstone Fortress game. I thought the Spindle Drones were quicker, but no, these guys scuttle along 8 inches. Weapon skill 3+, that's very decent. They've got no ballistic skill, well, they can't really fire anything at you unless they sneeze. Strength 4, toughness is 3, wounds 3, attacks 4, leadership 4, and a save of 7+. Yes, you heard that right, save of 7+. And leadership of 4 as well. They're going to run away all the time. An Ur-Guhl is a single model that attacks with its claws and talons and snot, probably. Claws and talons, it's a melee weapon. It's strength of the user, which is 4, so not too bad, considering, they're quite small. AP is 0, damage of 1. Abilities then, insensible to pain. For some reason, they get a 5+ invulnerable save. These naked creatures in the 41st millennium get a 5+ invulnerable save, a better save than a Space Marine. I've heard of invulnerable saves happening for assassins because they've got quick reflexes. I've heard of invulnerable saves for chaplains because they've got a little repulsor field in them or something like that. So reflexes and little trinkets that give repulsor fields are okay, but now units are getting invulnerable saves because they're insensible to pain. I would have rather had something like, they regain lost wound, or it reduces the damage by 1. But yeah, it's getting a bit silly now that they get an invulnerable save just because they're insensible to pain. Anyway, it is what it is. Let's move on. Another ability they have is Ferocious Charge. You add 2 to this model's attacks characteristic if it made a charge move in the same turn. Now that's brilliant. So if they're charging, you've got 4 attacks each. Let's bring in mass cap for this. So that's 16 attacks, and you get an extra 2 attacks each. So 16 plus 8, 24 attacks at strength 4. That's not pretty bad for, you know, for 4 models. Court of the Archon. You can reroll failed hit rolls for this model whilst it is within 3 inches of any friendly Cabal Archons. In addition, if your army is battle forged, this model does not take up slots in the detachment that includes any Cabal Archons. I don't even know what a Cabal Archon is. Maybe we'll find that out at some point. It says here, in a battle forged army in a match play game, you can only include Cabal Court of the Archon models in a detachment that also includes 1 or more Cabal Archons. You can only include a maximum of 4 Court of the Archon models in the same detachment. And then there's a designer note in terms of when you include the unit in the army, you must nominate which Cabal the unit is from, and so on. So Cabal, I would have thought that that's something to do with Drakari and Eldari, because that's what the keywords are there. Also infantry and Court of the Archon and Ur-Guhls. So it's nice that you've got these units in the Blackstone Fortress that aren't just chaos. They are something to do with Dark Eldar, which is great. Now, I like the models. They're pretty cool, although they're a bit small and short and not that intimidating as I first thought that they would be. Obviously, Dreaded Amble is way more intimidating, but they're great that they have a lot of attacks, even though they don't do that much damage. It's good that they each have 3 wounds each, so you're packing 12 wounds in this little squad of 4 for 60 points, let's not forget. So 60 points gets you a possible 24 attacks, strength 4, 3 wounds, invulnerable 5+ saves. Not too bad actually for 60 points. Compared to some of the, I don't know, Gene Stealer Cult models that I've been reviewing recently as well. I think you're getting quite a big bang for your buck with these ones. And they're super cheap. Power points cost of 1 or 4 if you're going to have 4 of them. Anyway, what do you guys think? Put it in the comments below. I think they are a little bit overlooked. And I definitely think they have a place in like a little close combat kind of cityscape hive setting. Put it in comments below. It'd be great to hear from you. Thank you ever so much for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Papa bless.